Am I going to be famous too? You're going to put me on your YouTube video?
You're going to be YouTube famous?
Lemon pound cake, pound cake.
When we stand as one, that's community. Art and arcade, we parade in the daylight, keeping it lawful. Still we don't play nice. Rancho Cordova to the gardens, we check badge numbers. Talk calm, quote code, make them feel the pressure. Northgate, Southland Park, we spark minds. Tell a youngin' you can film from...
Hey folks, welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Sacramento Community Watch Network, folks. As you probably have noticed from our intro here, we will kind of shorten it down a bit. Short and sweet. We're going right into breaking news here. This is more not a live auditor review tonight, folks, not one of our usual live streams. We're going to actually be doing something different here. So I'm your host, as always, Reno News Now, Lieutenant Commander over at the Sacramento Community Watch Network, and as always, preventing me from doing dishes on a Thursday night, Sacramento Community Watch's own Chief England. How are you doing tonight, Chief?
What's up, world? What's up, everybody? Family, friends, what's up, everybody? I hope everybody's day is going good. Brother, how about your day?
It's my Friday. My day job has given me a day off graciously tomorrow, and I thank them for it. So I'm going to be spending that time with family and celebrating some birthdays. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's birthday season in Reno News Now land here. Jonathan 43389 from Reno. Thank you for joining us, man. Make sure you whip out your camera around those Reno cops.
What's up, Jonathan?
Kaylin Reynolds, hello there. Welcome in. So like I said, folks, tonight we're doing things a little differently. We're not doing a live video review tonight. We're actually going to go over Chief England's arrest for supposed peeping over at Sacramento Police Station. So, go figure that one out, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Chief here and kind of explain to me what was happening the night of May 10th.
So on May 10th, myself and one of our watchmen, as you know, Marcus, we were out documenting the downtown area. It's an area called the Doco Center, like the mall is there, public place. And we saw on the news that they put a new bike patrol office in the downtown area so they can lower their response times and be a presence, a closer presence in the downtown area to respond to calls quicker and blah, 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 blah. So we decided to show up downtown and document the bike patrol office, and things didn't go too well. We were bum rushed by the Sacramento Police Department, specifically Jeremy Ratcliffe, who's been involved in a lot of controversial stuff here in Sacramento. My God. And so they bum rushed us. It was about 7 officers. They twisted us up. There he goes there. They twisted our arms up, said that he specifically said, "You're going to jail. You were peeping." And it was just mind blowing that he would even do this. We've had many encounters with this officer. None of them have been good. And his retaliation against us and our rights in the First Amendment are just egregious and disgusting.
Now, again, folks, me and Chief are really against what we call buzzword policing. And it's basically where you take an elementary school definition of a legal term and something that you're supposed to know something about as a law enforcement officer and boil it down to its most, simplest form and use it as a buzzword. And such as like peeping, trespassing, reasonable suspicion of a crime being distilled down to, oh, you're being suspicious. So therefore I have a right to detain you because you're being suspicious. It's again something very complicated, something very legal, but these police tend to just buzzword it based off of an elementary school definition. Peeping. And again, with this Doco Center, even though it's a private mall, they've invited the police in, so therefore it's now considered technically public property. And things like peeping and things like disturbing the peace, things of that nature do not apply to police officers. And, you know, except for off-duty. You don't want to go peeping on an off-duty police officer. That's just insanity. But you can't peep into a police office. You know, there's just no way around that. And 9 times out of 10, unless it's assault on a police officer should not be the victim of a crime.
Right. It's funny. He was actually the victim on the paperwork. He was a victim, and shout out to Marcus. He's in the chat room too. He was one of the individuals that was also arrested by Sacramento Police Department on the same day. We were together out documenting.
And that's the other thing too, is not only did they arrest you for peeping, they also arrested you for conspiracy, right?
Right.
So they kind of did the same thing with Sean Paul Reyes, you know, with his white whale there over there. I forget his name off the top of my head. ADHD moment here, folks. But so you know, it's just so stupid. Let's take a look at the chat here. Jonathan, yeah, the front and rear dash cams, that's great. Definitely recommend dash cams, folks. And a Sony QS 6000 camera. Guys, just even an iPhone or an Android, even if the iPhone has a Tourney Shield, get a Tourney Shield, folks. It's relatively cheap. It's worth it if you ever run into the police, unless you're doing a First Amendment audit like Chief was. You always got a lawyer there in your back pocket. Cams on Cops, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, folks, if you're an auditor, we invite you onto the channel. Just let us know if you want to join us on the live stream, and let us know, and we will send you a link to your email. Bad Cops Gone Wild. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, brother? Thanks for joining us.
So yeah, that's what they arrested you for that, and then you want to kind of go into more detail.
Yeah. So the 2 charges that they arrested me for, peeping and conspiracy, were dropped by the district attorney's office, but 1 charge stuck, and that was the pepper spray charge. Now, back in 2021, when life wasn't so great for myself, I ended up with a felony. And so that charge was a felony on my on this case at first, and they dropped it down to a misdemeanor. So right now, the only charge that they have on me is the pepper spray charge. And this is exactly why they still have my equipment, our tac vest, radios.
Why we don't have any video of what has happened, folks. We'd love to bring you some video, but unfortunately we don't have anything. And the only reason why they found the pepper spray is because their reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime was peeping. So they found the pepper spray on him, which, in my opinion, this is a California law. If you are a previous felon, you're not even supposed to have pepper spray. Didn't even know that was a thing.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
We thought that pepper spray was supposed to be non-lethal, non-violent. It was supposed to be used in self-defense, folks. But apparently in California, if you're a felon, you can't have a gun and you can't have pepper spray to defend yourself. So you can't defend yourself, period, if you have pepper spray. So, and the pepper spray charge in California is what they call a wobble charge, folks. So what it means is that they can either wobble it on a felony or wobble it on a misdemeanor. And what they did originally, I think, Chief, in your case, is they tried to wobble it as a felony. And then after they dropped the conspiracy and misdemeanor in the peeping charge, they stuck with the pepper spray because that's the only evidence that they had, even though they obtained it through the fruit of the poisonous tree.
Right. And which I know, and like everybody else knows, they're really stuck in a corner right now. And to even try to hold the charge for the pepper spray is just absolutely malicious. Because they know they had no reason to arrest me in the first place, or arrest us, should I say. So he says in the chat, Marcus, who the other person who's also arrested, he said, I have court July 8th. Okay.
Marcus, reach out to me on my email or get through Chief. We want to make sure we follow your case as well. And get the details and the evidence when we can. We want to be there for you. If you ever want to join us on live stream, you're more than welcome to as well.
Okay, let's pull up those 2 court documents, the Sac County court documents, so we can show.
Yeah, let me pull that up here real quick here. So what wound up happening, we're gonna I gotta remove this first and add this. Okay. So I'll give it some more room here. Where did this?
Yeah, that's page 2.
That's page 2. This is up here is the future hearing. So I was kind of going from. We're going to start at the beginning. So they arrested you on the 10th, and you got out. It says here at 4:00 on the 11th, with jail instructions, and then they appointed you a public defender on the 12th. They had an arraignment on the 12th, and they had pretrial motions on June 2nd, where you entered into a not guilty plea. And then on June 24th, they had a trial readiness conference to confirm the trial date. So what wound up happening now is we got a court date scheduled for trial on July 6th and a motion to suppress the pepper spray evidence because it was, again, obtained illegally through the fruit of the poisonous tree. And you're asking, okay, wait, how is that? How are you guys arguing that one, right? Well, here's the thing, is they detained him on peeping, folks. They had no right to detain him. He wasn't peeping. And we go again, talk about that buzzword policing. So,
well, first of all, the district attorney knew I wasn't peeping. That's why he dropped the charges, or she dropped the charges. The charges were dropped. And so the crazy part is that I spoke with my attorney. Her name is Razia Bath. Let's put her up on front stage here. This is Razia Bath here, Sacramento County Public Defender. Very respectful, very pretty lady. We hope that she is out there defending us to her best ability, and she's not siding with the district attorney or having these under the table deals going on. We hope that she's in it for the people, because that's what she's basically, putting out there, is that she wants to help. Her and her team are looking into different things and things of that sort. So we hope that this is just, a good attorney here. We also searched information on her. Our team has done some research. She hasn't had any complaints against her or anything of that sort. Any allegations, none of that. So we might be working with the good one here. Let's hope for the best. Now, one thing is I do want to say is that on July 6th, I have court. She will not be there, which is kind of trippy and mind-boggling. That is my trial date, correct?
Yeah, July 6th. Yes.
Right. And she said she's not going to be present. And that, I believe that's one of the most important days, especially in my case, would be the trial date. So what she's expecting is that the district attorney is going to push it out as much as possible. Of course, that's going to, delay my time. I have to take off work, things of that sort. So of course I'm going to be losing money. All those bad things that come out when you have to deal with court. I'll be dealing with those things. And she believes that the district attorney is just going to push it out until July 13th, because he has until July 17th to have an answer for.
Yeah. So what's going to wind?
They said
what's going to
they
wind
wasn't
up?
ready. They said that the district attorney wasn't ready. So.
Well, you'd think that they have such a slam dunk case here, but so what I want to cover here real quick, folks, next here is kind of like go over the California law of peeping, because again, this is what they are going off of to try to say that, Chief is having, issues, this is what they're trying to arrest him on.
It's ridiculous. Like,
it's ridiculous.
They were trying to arrest me on this.
Yeah, this is their whole reason for them detaining you.
Right. Okay.
Right. This was the whole reason
they've already dropped these charges. So, but this is the whole reason why they made contact with me and detained me and took me to jail is because of the peeping charge. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, this was what the officer said that was his reasonable, articulable suspicion for detaining you in the first place and then arresting you.
Right.
Right off the bat, before the pepper spray even came into play, because it was never visible on your person. Okay, so except as provided in paragraph 5 of subdivision B and in subdivisions K and L and yada yada, any of the following acts is guilty of disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor, folks. Okay, so A, were you an individual who solicits anyone to engage in or who engaged in lewd, dissolute conduct in a public place, open to the public or exposed in public view? Nope. An individual who solicits or agrees to engage in or who engages in the act of adult pleasures for money, with the intent to receive compensation, money, or anything of value from another person. No, you weren't doing that. So we could pretty much just check that one off without reading the rest of it. Okay, so 2, an individual who solicits or agrees to engage in or who engages in the act of adult entertainment with another person who is 18 years of age or older. Again, you weren't doing that. We're not going to read that more into that. Again, with the adult entertainment with another person who is a minor. Nope, you weren't doing that. Let's see, manifestation and acceptance of an offer of solicitation to engage in adult entertainment. Nope, you weren't doing that. Notwithstanding paragraphs 1 and 3, does not apply to a child under the 18 years of age. Okay, so let's keep going on here. So a person who accosts persons in a public place open to the public for the purposes of begging or soliciting alms. You weren't doing that, no. Were you loitering in or about a toilet open to the public for the purposes of engaging or soliciting lewd, lascivious, or an unlawful act?
I was on a public sidewalk, public easement, standing outside of a bike patrol office.
Okay, in
broad daylight, sun was out. Not only that, we had our identifying vest on. It said Sacramento Community Watch on the back, YouTube on the back.
Love to see how peeping, how this is peeping. Who loiters? Okay, we did that one. Who lodges in a building, structure, vehicle, place, whether public or private, without the permission of the owner or person entitled to the possession or control of it. Again, you are on a public street, public sidewalk.
And a public vehicle.
F, who is found in a public place under the influence of intoxicating liquor, drug, controlled substance, or a combination of substances. Nope, you aren't that. Nope.
I don't do that. So, no.
Or obstructs to prevent a free use of a street, sidewalk, or other public way. Being drunk on a sidewalk, getting in the way of people. Nope. Person has violated subdivision F.
We're not going to read all of this. This is.
Well, here's one with a peace officer.
Okay.
If a person has violated subdivision F, okay, this is about being under the intoxicatings. Okay, a peace officer is reasonably able to do so, shall place the person or cause the person to be placed in civil protective custody. Okay, so if they basically find you passed out drunk, they're supposed to put you in protective custody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to kind of read through.
That's the only time the police protect you, when they got you under protective custody.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of read through this. Under the influence of a drug combined. No, a peace officer is probable cause. Oh, here's something about a camcorder. All right, we're getting into camcorders now. A person who looks through a hole or opening into otherwise views by means of instrument, including but not limited to a periscope, telescope, binoculars, camera, motion picture camera, camcorder, etc. The bathroom, let's see. The interior of a bedroom, bathroom, changing room, fitting room, dressing room, tanning booth, or the interior of any other area which its occupant has reasonable expectation of privacy. That is like the number one rule of an auditor. You never do these places. We just don't even bring it up 9 times out of 10 because there's laws against it, folks. Right there.
Okay.
But you weren't doing that.
So let's look at the charges that were on my charge sheet. Skip this.
Okay, yeah, let's pull that up here. Let me pull up that screen real quick. Give me a few seconds here, folks. Okay, I need to share my desktop. Hold on one second here, folks. Stop screen sharing, share screen, window. Okay, here we go, share. So here was the first document
that I got.
It says case type arrest fresh, gives the next court date and time.
Look, it says keeper status at the top. Keeper. Keep me for what? Exercising my rights? Wow. That's kind of weird. Did I move that or?
I moved that. No, I got control here. I was trying to zoom in. Okay. So sequence number 1, disorderly conduct, invading privacy with camera in bathroom / So they were saying that you were doing this in a bathroom. No.
And then the second one is conspiracy to commit a crime, which is 182.
182A1. Okay, so this is saying 647J1. So let me double check here. 647, that's what we were in. FGHIJ. So yeah, that's what he was quoting you on. J1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was exactly what I just read, folks. A person who looks through a hole or opening into otherwise views by means of any instrumental, including but not limiting to cameras, into the interior of a bedroom, bathroom, changing room, fitting room, dressing room, tanning booth, or the interior of any other area which its occupant has a reasonable expectation of privacy with the intent to invade the person's or person inside. The subdivision does not apply to those areas of a private business used to count currency or other negotiable instruments. So basically what that means, folks, is that plain view doctrine on a police station cannot be construed into this crime of disorderly contact, keeping, looking into, because this officer basically assigned him the crime of looking into a bathroom, and he was the victim. And that never happened. And they tack conspiracy on just so that way they can stack charges. So they have no reasonable they have no RAS of a crime because he wasn't peeping into a bathroom. That's why they dropped the charge. That's why they dropped conspiracy. So all he was left with was the only evidence that they had, which was tainted, the pepper spray.
And let me tell you what happened with that. So the district attorney was willing to dismiss the charge of pepper spray. They said they're going to go ahead and dismiss it under the conditions. And the conditions were, it wasn't probation, but basically I had to abide by the law for 6 months. Right, that's one.
Right.
Abide by all.
That was the trial. That was the court date that happened on the 24th.
Correct.
June 25th.
Then I was supposed to stay away from the bike patrol office 150 yards for those 6 months, which is really odd because it's a public place. It's a bike patrol office for the police department. They put it out there on the news that they had a new this brand new bike patrol office, but we're not supposed to go there and check it out.
And again, folks, even though it's on...
The third thing was they were going to destroy the pepper spray. Those were the conditions.
And who cares about the pepper spray, folks?
Right,
at this point?
Exactly. I forgot it was even in the vest. They had to, open the pocket to find it. So they wanted me to under all those three conditions just so they.
Oh, hold on. I'll go get mine. I'll go get mine in a second. And by the way, I can carry, folks. I can exercise my 2A. Hold on a second.
Yes, sir. And as you guys can see there on my booking photo, smiling. I understood I didn't do anything wrong. Just exercising our rights to document out in public, document the police. Also here in California, we have 148.G, which allows members of the public to document the police while they're in the course of their duties.
This right here, folks. This little thing right here, pepper spray gel. And this is what we recommend to our auditors as a last resort. And it's usually for those Kens and Karens that wind up trying to physically attack us.
And we don't really even deal with Karens. We're out there documenting the police. We get hugs and thank yous and handshakes. We never deal with anybody who's upset about us recording the police, especially here in Sacramento, because the police can do you dirty. And it's
Rich Pillman. Rich
yes,
Pillman
sir.
said,
I cannot be trespassed. Absolutely.
Yep. It's the plain view doctrine, folks. I mean, the police do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. They are required to create their own privacy. So if they don't want people recording into their building, even though it may be in a public or a private business, but the business was leased, this small entity leased out this building to a public entity, the police department. Therefore, it is now open to the public, and those cameras can go right up into the building.
And better yet, let's look up that article when they bring up the new bike patrol office.
Oh, I don't think I had that article pulled up.
Just Google search new bike patrol office Doco Center. It'll tell us the exact date when they put it out there. I believe
Doco Center.
Yeah.
Sacramento. Well, here's City of Sacramento's press release. Hold on, let me see if I can show this screen here. No way.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Yeah.
So it says here this. Oh, go. I'm sorry.
Pretty good. Go ahead.
It says here the Sacramento Police Department, in partnership with the Downtown Commons Doco, is proud to announce.
Wait. It says media advisory news release. So this is something that they publicly released for the people to see.
From the Sacramento Police Department.
Yes.
This is coming. This is from Kathleen Lester, Chief of Police, Media Advisory News Release for immediate release on December 9th of 2025. The Sacramento Police Department, in partnership with Downtown Commons Doco, is proud to announce the opening of SPD Bike Unit Office located at 320 K Street in the heart of downtown. This new facility provides SPD with officers with a dedicated location to deploy from within the downtown core. The office enhances SPD's ability to remain connected and responsive to the community while maintaining an active presence in one of Sacramento's most dynamic areas. Quote, this partnership with Doco represents a shared commitment to supporting a vibrant downtown environment end quote, said SPD Sergeant Dan Wiseman. Quote, having this dedicated space allows our officers to operate more efficiently and remain closely connected to the community that they serve.
Right. Do they?
End quote. The partnership reflects the continued coordination between SPD and DOCO to promote safety, accessibility, and engagement in the downtown area.
They always word it to sound so professional. In actuality, it's actually like the total opposite.
We're proud to partner with the Sacramento Police Department to bring this new bike unit office to the DOCO, quote, said Sacramento Kings Chief Operating Officer Menteno Cobalanes. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. You don't. Martina
Colocontranis.
Yep. Sorry if we're butchering your name. Quote, our collaboration underscores a shared dedication to creating a safe, welcoming, and vibrant downtown experience to everyone who lives, works, and visits our dynamic plaza. Unless you're an auditor.
Right. Unless you have a camera and you're recording the bike patrol office.
Yeah. The SPD bike unit will be fully operational from this location by early 2026. The department and DOCO look forward to the continued collaboration that strengthens the connection between law enforcement, local business, and the greater Sacramento community area. Yeah. It just sounds like all syrupy goodness to me, folks.
Okay, then I also want to bring up something else that's really, really odd and baffling. So I recently received a call from my public defender, and she's advised that I had a charge for theft pop up with my name out of nowhere. She said that this theft took place on, I believe, Folsom Boulevard here in Sacramento, and that the individual stole some Nikes, and this person was walking around with some female named Tia, and she had some weapon in her backpack. I mean, absolutely just ridiculous, because first of all, I don't know too many white chicks. And definitely the one or two that I do know, their name is definitely not Tia. And two, I don't hang out with people who carry guns and backpacks and who are out stealing shoes. So
and what's weird about it though is that they sent out an arraignment for a failure to appear, or an arraignment for failure to appear,
as if I was definitely the person who committed that crime, right?
Like they wanted you to appear, or they sent you a letter at one point to come into court on June 17th. But the thing is you had a public defender by then, and they should have contacted your public defender.
Yeah, she should have said, let me know about it. I didn't know about it until she contacted me. She said I had a bench warrant out for my arrest for failure to appear. I said, what are you talking about? Failure to appear for what? And
I remember you calling me about that too. Is like, I go, well, did you get a letter? You go, I got some sort of letter, but you thought it was being handled by your public defender.
Yeah.
Otherwise you would have been there.
And I know for a fact that a theft charge under my name, it wouldn't happen anyways. That's why she said they're waiting for the body cam footage from the officer, as well as video footage from the store, so we can go ahead and look at it and laugh. Because, like I said, I'm not out stealing shoes or hanging out with people with guns and stuff. Like, it's not going to work, not going to happen. So
you bring too much attention to yourself as a do-gooder.
I'm out trying to, teach the people about your rights and, how to conduct yourself around law enforcement and things of that sort. I have no time to be out stealing shoes. Like, come on, you guys.
And we encourage the members of our Sacramento Community Watch Network to act lawfully, stay within the law, know your laws, know your rights, and make sure that if you have anything outstanding, you need to clear it up and get it taken care of.
Right.
We don't let people in who are, trying to run from the law because they got this grandiose story. No, you take care of it and then get your camera out and come record with us.
Right. And so I want to also add something to that. So along with that, how my name came up in the report, my attorney claims that the report was very vague and it had no words in there explaining how my name came about. Like it wasn't through an ID or facial recognition or anything like that. It was very vague. It never.
Fingerprints.
Yes.
No,
So
you were
it's just,
probably identified by some sort. Does it look like this guy?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So like I
It
said, we're
could
waiting
be.
for that body camera footage and the store footage to come in. And yeah, I'll be definitely willing to show it to the people once we get it, because this is ridiculous. I mean, I've already got arrested unlawfully for peeping and conspiracy. Those charges were dropped. Now this pepper spray charge is being held up. It's just crazy. And we're glad that we
So
got all the support from the people through for
I
this
I
matter.
want to circle back to that because on that June 24th court date that you had, the DA actually tried to strike a deal with you, didn't they? To drop even the pepper spray.
Say again.
Didn't the DA have a deal to drop the pepper spray
Right.
on
That's what
that
I was
June
just.
24th?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and I had to either, if they were going to dismiss the charge for the pepper spray, I had to do the 6 months um
So
no
yeah, still forfeit your rights. Yeah, I
right,
remember you talking
exactly.
about that. Yeah.
And then
So
of course they were able to keep my camera and stuff for that 6 months, and until that 6 months was up and done, they weren't able to release that equipment because they would have had to check if I abided by all those standards before my equipment would be released. So everybody sees what's going on here, clear as day, clear as day.
they're just they're waiting and biding their time. They're trying to delay it as long as they can because they don't want the video the chief has. They don't want the body cam footage to come out yet. They're still trying to control the narrative.
Yeah, I don't see why the charges weren't dismissed just flat out. A lot of this stuff just could have been avoided.
Then they know that they have fruit of the poisonous tree, but they're going to argue it. And when Chief turned down their deal because he didn't do anything wrong, so why should he continue to further give up his rights
Right.
for even a month, folks? Just for them to dismiss the charges. It's like being on probation. They're basically saying, we're going to dismiss your case, but you're going to be on probation. You can't do X, Y, and Z, even though you're not on probation. You're not on probation. But you can't do X, Y, or Z, and we get to keep your equipment for that 6 months. And only after you've been a good boy, and we deemed you've been a good boy, do you get your stuff back. No, that's not how it works, folks.
Right. And the thing is, I don't violate the law anyways. So just
Not
to
intentionally.
exactly, to hold this pepper spray over my head like this is just malicious. Malicious.
I mean, they know that they have fruit of the poisonous tree. If you go up there and, I want to talk about Raz. How did they get this pepper spray off of you in the first place? How did they come in contact with that evidence? And when it comes right down to it, folks, they got it under poor Raz. They couldn't detain him. There was no way that they should have been able to detain him in the first place. And again, this Sergeant Ratcliffe guy is the victim of a peeping charge.
Yep.
He does not like me.
He does not like me. If you guys check out our YouTube channel, we've had many interactions with this officer. He does not like people recording him. He's very aggressive. He was also involved in a lawsuit within the city of Sacramento, $3 million.
We haven't even got to Gemini yet. Let's move to that. Let me find that page. Sorry, folks. I just got a lot of stuff going on. Where did that go? I lost it. I'm going to have to find it again. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to have to pull it back up again from your link here. Give me just a few moments, folks. But ADHD is kicking in big tonight. Oh, goodness gracious.
It's all good, brother. Hold on to it.
Okay, here we go.
It's crazy when people come to Sacramento. I know people and their families want to feel safe. When they're out enjoying themselves downtown. Enjoying time with family. But I mean, when you got police officers like this that are just on the loose, it just makes it a little scary. You know what I mean? Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
So he asked Google Gemini, does Jeremy Ratcliffe of the Sac PD have any complaints or claims against him? And it says, yes, Sacramento Police Department Sergeant Jeremy Ratcliffe, often spells Radcliffe a different way here, has the subject of major misconduct claims and high-profile civil rights complaints, folks. The 2020 protest injury and $3 million settlement. How is this guy still an officer, folks? Why is he still a sergeant? Shouldn't he be running desk donkey duty on like parking tickets or something like that? Oh my gosh. Most notable claim against him stems from a May 29th, 2020 protest against police brutality in South Sacramento. Go figure, folks. Sounds like he triggered much. The incident during the demonstration, Ratcliffe fired a less lethal pepper ball system into the crowd, striking a protester, Nina Love, in the face. Nia Love. My apologies, Miss Love. The injury, the projectile permanently blinded Love in her left eye, requiring multiple emergency surgeries. The financial payout in July 2023, the Sacramento signed a $3 million settlement to resolve the civil rights claim brought by Love. Disciplinary outcome. Despite the massive payout, the internal review of the Sacramento Police Department's Use of Force Committee formally exonerated Ratcliffe, ruling his use of less lethal force fell within department policy guidelines. Again, folks, we investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing, even though we paid a poor lady who got blinded $3 million because he probably didn't fire properly into the field. He wasn't properly trained on how to use that less lethal force. Or if he was trained way back in the academy and forgot the basics. Again, the police should not be investigating themselves. An independent body of civilians who are detached from the police. We're not talking about friends of the police. We're not talking about friends of the court. We're not talking about friends of judges or attorneys. These need to be civilians. The only attorney that needs to be there is one who can answer the questions. What is assault? What is battery? Could this officer be convicted of this crime? And if the answer is yes, it needs to be turned over and they need to prosecute.
Yep, immediately.
The city needs to do it, or the city needs to maybe investigate the police instead of the police investigating the police. Yes, folks, Bad Cops Gone Wild. Please like, share, and subscribe. There's also transparency controversies. The complaint records regarding blinding the innocent were withheld for years, sparking public backlash. The Sacramento Police Department only published the internal investigation documents in late 2023 after local media exposed that the department was violating California transparency law, SB 1421, which mandates the prompt public release of disciplinary files involving incidents that cause great bodily injury.
Of course.
In my opinion, it needs to be any complaint brought against by the public at large.
What else is expected? What I mean, this is exactly what they would do.
Complaints, public service harassment allegations. In mid-2024, video footage circulated showing Ratcliffe interacting with community members at an event aimed at providing food to unhoused individuals. We showed that on one other the live stream. Yeah. The video generated substantial community complaints online, with citizens accusing him of being highly dismissive and shutting down a free food barbecue. Civil lawsuit court records list Ratcliffe as named a defendant in multi-defendant federal prisoner civil rights lawsuits filed in the Eastern District of California, such as Wilburn versus Bratcher et al. And Gray versus Sacramento Police Department at large. If you're looking for more information on how to pull these specific public records, let Gemini know.
Let's pull up that federal prisoner lawsuit.
Which one? The William Bratcher? Let me see here. How am I sharing? Let me do a different screen share here. I don't know what's going on and don't like what it's doing there. Okay, so Just a Law says that the Wilburn Bratcher LL started December 30th, 2015. Court description. Order findings recommended, signed by magistrate judge. Denying defendant's request for judicial notice, granting the plaintiff. Okay.
Is he listed on there or what?
Let me see here. Versus at large.
Can you search the page?
They're all on here. Let me take a look here.
Yep. Erroneous.
Officer Ratcliffe. Yep.
Yep.
So let me just let me go back to this real quick. Can you tell us about Terrence Lamar Wilburn versus Bratcher et al. Is a federal lawsuit filed in 2015 in the Eastern District of California. It is a complex multi-defendant case that centers around allegations targeted harassment, wrongful arrest, and the weaponization of law enforcement resources against a transient citizen. The lawsuit was brought by plaintiff Terrence Lamar Wilburn, a transient individual living in Sacramento at the time. The court of Wilburn's complaint stems from an ongoing dispute at Loaves and Fishes, a prominent Sacramento-based nonprofit that provides services to the unhoused. The initial dispute. The conflict began when staff member at Loaves and Fishes barred Wilburn from bringing a bicycle frame into an outdoor courtyard area. Following a verbal argument, a director at the facility, Sister Director Bratcher, restricted Wilburn's access to the property and refused to provide documentation that would allow him back in. The conspiracy to harass. Wilburn alleged that after he verbally insulted Bratcher, she and other facility employees conspired with the Sacramento Police Department to repeatedly harass him. Whenever Wilburn attempted to return nearby to access a connected medical facility, the Mercy Clinic, Bratcher reportedly called the police to trigger groundless investigations. The felony arrest. The situation culminated around February of 2014 when several Sacramento police officers detained and arrested Wilburn. They charged him with failure to register as a sex offender under California Penal Code 290. Wilburn argued that the arrest lacked probable cause, that the officers falsified their police reports, and that the police safe unit, again, one of those police department that they give acronyms to that inflate the ego of the police officer who thinks that he has more power than he actually does, had intentionally turned him away on multiple prior occasions when he tried to register. How can you, again, that's conspiracy. If you got to register, you got to let them in to register. You got to take it. You can't require somebody to register and then bust them for not registering. The defendants named in the suit, Because Wilburn argued that his constitutional rights were systematically violated by multiple interlocking systems, he named an expansive list of defendants. The major entity figures included the police presence, the Sacramento Police Department officers, including Jeremy Ratcliffe, and others, former police chief Samuel D. Somers Jr., and the department itself. The nonprofit figured Director Bratcher and several John Doe staff members at Loaves and Fishes. The legal system, the Sacramento County District Attorney's Office, specifically naming the former DA Ann Mary Schubert, and the Sacramento County Public Defender's Office. In the legal status and contest, the suit was filed pro se, meaning Wilbert represented himself without an attorney. Because it was written by himself, Representative Clayton, the court spent significant time reviewing the complaints to parse out the variable legal claims from generated grievances, resulting in multiple orders to amend and refile the paperwork over several years. Ultimately, cases like Wilburn v. Bratchard are frequently cited in public accountability searches regarding specific Sacramento officers, as a sprawling list of defendants permanently ties those officers' names to the federal civil rights dockets. So, that's what that one was about.
Wow. Wow. Blown away. It's crazy. It seems like there's a lot going on with Mr. Ratcliffe here.
Yep. Oh, there's one other thing we got to do tonight, folks, because we're going to try to wrap it up here shortly. We're going to make this kind of a quick one here.
And we appreciate you guys for sticking with us and tuning in. Definitely.
So we're going to take Mr. Ratcliffe's image here. I'm copying it on my side over here, and we're going to copy the subject. And we're going to share this tab instead. And he is going on our tyrant wall. As you know, we got Mr. Christian Hoyt, Mr. Tony the Tyrant himself, Anthony Sotelo. You know him, folks.
I'm going to be famous too. You're putting on your YouTube video. Do you see the color that I am?
Washoe County Sheriff Robert Key and Miss Sabrina Sweet from the CARES campus, Mr. Doofy Torres. Mr. Tyler Bear, who was termed for the 700 plus explicit images, and he was also another one who arrested a watchman. And we got Mr. Crazy Eyes Christensen for battering
with that beat up ass bike helmet on, looking like
and that 70s porn stash. You know,
right.
Just a little bit crazy. You know,
hey,
you know, I got his. You know I got his goat. That's why he battered me with his bike. You know that, because he's just a stupid... and here we go. New tyrant. So we're going to go ahead and paste, folks. We're going to post Mr. Ratcliffe right here. We're going to put him right up here. And we're going to go EMY, RAT, I think that's it.
No, that's Sylph.
Ratcliffe.
That's C-I, not C-L.
C-I.
No, C-L. No, C-L. I-F-F-E. You can't read the damn document, man.
I don't have it. I'm trying to like squint into it. It's a little bit further away. Do we have a badge number?
We don't. But as you can see, he's easy. You could just Google search him. Clearly.
Yeah. AI thinks he's a pretty corrupt cop. I don't know how he's still a sergeant.
I don't know how he still has a job, but
I'm surprised he hasn't been a gypsy cop and gone to like try to maybe go to Sacramento Sheriff's Office at this point, or maybe try to go to Los Angeles. I'd hate for him to migrate over here to Reno PD.
What's so funny is that we got a couple of emails from people claiming that Ratcliffe was a manager at TGI Fridays before he became a cop. Is what I've gotten, I think, 2 to 3 emails from people who said that they've seen him watching the videos, which is kind of weird. I was like, wow.
Yeah, folks, if you have videos or if you have stories and would like to share with us, please reach out to us on our emails that are in our main channel description. If you go and click on our channel, click on more info up at the top. It might have you play a CAPTCHA game to get our email, but please shoot us an email if you got any stories and would like to contact us. Like to reach out to Chief England. His email is sacramentocommunitywatch@gmail.com, and mine is renonewsnow@outlook.com if you want to reach out to me, folks.
And folks, I want to go ahead and let everybody know my public defender is already stating and claiming that the DA is more than likely going to push it out to July 3rd or July 13th for the next court date. I will be in court July 6th, of course, to hear them talk about court stuff, obviously. And they're going to have the hearing motion to suppress the evidence on July 13th. So stay tuned.
And I bet you Ratcliffe, I bet you Ratcliffe's one of those people who puts himself as a victim on a disorderly conduct as well when his ego's feelings get hurt. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, that's gonna hurt. Hey, shout out to Delete Laws, folks. He's in the chat.
Oh, Delete Laws. Oh, man. Okay. Hey, Chili. Just want to point out to you. I want to make a retraction. Since what happened to you, and since you went to jail, I've watched more of your content, and I think you've really toned down the jackboot thug pig mentality, and I've kind of brought up my mentality to the jackboot thug pig status too. So we're kind of seeing more eye to eye now, and I apologize if I kind of made it seem I was against that sort of thing. But the Delete Laws, man, I would love for you to come on the channel with us sometime and talk about stuff. I mean, especially how your case is so similar to Chief England's case up here in Reno. Would love to get your opinion on that sort of thing too. So
definitely, brother, join us on the next live stream, brother.
We need to work something out, man. But
the Castro in England, brother. We gotta put those tires together, man.
But yeah, we're not. But Chili, yeah, you should be proud of our boy Chief England here. He's not going to take a plea deal from those jackboot thug pigs. It's just not going to happen. He's not going to allow dismissal and still have his rights be trampled on. I hope you are proud of him.
Exactly.
Hey, folks, don't forget
to
love
for Chili in the chat. OTVO.
Blue Line Transparency, welcome in. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Shout out to Chili, man. He does awesome work. Check out his channel. It's right there. Delete Laws 1984.
Yep.
He has a couple of channels, but YouTube's been doing some jangsty stuff, so we understand, brother.
Folks, just double check, make sure you're subscribed. Link down there. A lot of our algorithm says that people don't subscribe with their right thumb, so try to tap that screen with your right thumb and subscribe to the button, or use your right thumb to tap the mouse. Let's see if we can get that analytic to go up, folks. Hey, Blue Line, definitely. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see that sooner, but definitely. I hope you take some of my advice on what you're going through. I think that just about does it, except for we're having all these shout outs here, folks. Thank you for joining us tonight. Small Miracles Garage, glad to see you again. Yes. Great to have you with us.
What's up? And we appreciate you for tuning in for this special live stream tonight. We want to bring you guys updates on my court, updates on my arrest for Peeping on May 10th, I believe.
May 9th. I do have FOIA requests in for this. I think I got to follow up to some things. The courts were wanting me to get in touch with media relations. I've never had that happen before. And then it's like, oh, well, because I've seen your name was Reno News Now, we thought you were news. That's why we advised you to get in touch with media relations, but here's the form and you need to fill this out. didn't answer any of the questions that I asked, like, hey, you know, how much is the videos of your court transcripts and stuff like that. So I want to try following up with that over the holiday weekend, and hopefully we can get some video that we can bring to this. I know it's just been us talking, folks, but if you've been with us since the beginning, we thank you for joining us. Chief, do you have anything else?
That's pretty much wraps it up. We love you guys, and we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget, if you want to express your disappointment with the way that your government's running, you're more than welcome to reach out to these agencies. Just please do so respectfully. Again, your First Amendment is a double-edged sword. Know how to use it properly, because if you don't, it could come bite you in the ass. We do not condone any threats of force or violence against anyone, folks. We are a peace-loving group, but you can tell them they can stick it where the sun don't shine, just like that. Not a threat, but they can go stick it where the sun don't shine, you know.
And amongst a whole lot of other things you could tell them. We ain't gonna go that far though.
Yeah, but yeah, just don't do anything that'll get yourself in trouble, folks. You know, don't, you know, we hate when people try to threaten to unalive people. It's just not a good thing.
Yeah, hell
not
no.
a good thing. And that can get you in trouble. But we love you guys. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So at this point, you guys have a nice night. Thanks for joining us. Peace out.
Deuces.